Hello all, and welcome to week 4. So today, this is what we're going to cover, or this week rather, forms of data comms, different types of visualizations. We're going to cover off how to install Power BI. I'll get to that in a wee minute. Now, the data science project planning stage. As we're doing this on some self-directed, please, I'm going to create a new little channel within Teams specifically for the project. Please put all questions you've got in there, because chances are if one of you's got a question, it'll be relevant to somebody else, and I'll try and get on top of them and answer them within there. Please remember to tag me, so otherwise I'll miss it, that's all. We've then got some theory on why visualizations, chart design considerations, different charts in Excel, a little catch-up quiz for you, and then we've got a few more data sets to show off there. Don't worry that we haven't got any practical this week. The next 2 weeks is 100% Power BI, so you've got plenty of practical coming. All right, so let's crack on. How to install Power BI Desktop. I'll not go through this. It's 56 seconds, I think it is. But it's important we realise there are 2 versions of Power BI, 2 elements within it. There's a Power BI Desktop. Now, that's the one you'll need to install. Only works on a Windows machine. It's where we do all the data transformation, create the visualizations, data modeling, where we link things together and so on. But then we publish up to a thing called Power BI Service. Now, that's the one you might have seen within your Office 365 little icon within there, but it's a separate element. That's just what we use for sharing. So hope that makes sense. If this installation doesn't make sense to you, please come back to me. It makes sense to have it ready going forward for next week. All right, okay. So why is visualization important? Many reasons, but our eyes and our brain processes images so much quicker than data. The whole point of it is that you're clarifying the analysis that you've made, that you are making it simplistic and straightforward for the customer, the end user, to get through and see. This is well worth following. Have a little link on that link there, SAS.com. As it says, founded in the 70s, one of the biggest privately owned software companies in the world. This one, however, I would like to go through a bit more, Chartio. A little bit of a cheesy name, but a great wee setup they've got. And therefore, design principles are absolutely spot on. Obviously, it should be accurate. It should visually represent what you're doing, clear and simple, nice, easy to read. Empowering. What's the point in you doing all this data transformation, getting your analysis, if you're not going to do anything with it? The reader, the viewer, should be able to take your results and go off and do something with it. I'm going to have a little look on that for you. I'm going to go through this really quickly. I would definitely advise having a little look through here. Pie charts are evil. Well, I'm not sure the pie charts are evil. They're just not necessarily the best chart to use all the time. As it says here, pie charts are the 5th most commonly created chart in dashboards. However, there are issues with them. You can only use a pie chart for one category. So if you see a breakdown of a percentage of a whole, or if you're just breaking down one category of data, well, fair enough. But there are other ways of doing it. But yeah, when data storytelling, when we're talking about pie charts, use them minimally. So it does a little bit more here, going through your accurate, clear, empowering, succinct, and then some really good breakdown of best practices for data visualization. I can't stress enough. Have a little good read through that. They're really well written, better than I could have done, and well worth doing. Simple, straightforward. Make it straightforward for your viewer to read. Clustered, but don't clutter. Yeah, just don't overdo your dashboard. I'm going to show you when we go into, again, into Power BI. And in fact, I've got a really nice visual that shows this off later on, where you can put a thing called tooltips. You can hide a lot of data in there that the viewer can go in and get more out of. But if you had all of that on one page at once, it would just be overwhelming. Think about colours. This one here, oh, in fact, this one here. They've given this example of Lincoln. Lincoln's the one in the yellow. I don't know if you can see it on your screen. You might need to zoom in a wee bit on your own version. But it's then really straightforward that you've got all the Lincoln stuff on the left-hand side there and also on there. A couple of the dashboards that were done for previous versions of this, people really thought about that. Maybe they were investigating 4 companies and they allocated a specific colour to each company. All the way through those dashboards, they were consistent with those colours for those companies. And honestly, it just made reading it through like a story. It was so good. So when in doubt, use bar charts. This is quite interesting. So their most viewed chart, bar chart, but all the rest, they've also got uses as well. We won't be to cover off everything. But yeah, I would have a little read through this, follow off some of their sort of big best practices, what makes a good data visualization and so on. We'll pause for just now, come back, go through some of the Excel charts. I'll see you in a wee minute. Thank you. Bye.